nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
Life's not easy. Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it. Get on. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them.
You love this game. I mean, love it with your whole heart. Obsession's gonna be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about? Let's face it, it's you against you out there.
I'm a fan. I love movies. I love creativity. I love music. I love culture. And the fact that I actually have a place in it while I'm observing it and digging it is like, it's an honor.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
The following special may contain coarse language, offensive opinions, random nonsense, ridiculous shenanigans, and passionate rants. It should probably not be viewed by anyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Are you ready?
We'll do it live! F it! Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Here we go.
Bitch, I'm a snake on grass.
Let's go. Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Hall of Fandom, the Halloween special edition. It has been quite some time since we have been back live, and it's gonna be a good one today. I am your host, Playtime the Clown, and I'm joined by my absolutely spooky co-hosts.
Oh yeah, it's Shades.
And out of the grave, it's Dylan.
And we are Cyber Skull Media. Now, if you guys have any audio issues or any issues during the stream, make sure to let us know so that way we know what we need to do to fix it. I am absolutely fogged over and I can barely see a thing, but that's okay. So before we get any further today, we're going to bring in our guest, our amazing guest today, and let him introduce himself.
Oh no.
Hey, what's up? Can I you want to let us know who you are?
Yes, sir. I am writer, director Dustin Mattson, aka Rotten Roger DeMarco of the 3B Video Deep Cut podcast. And yeah, I'm here to cause some trouble, baby.
What movies did you make?
Oh, I don't know, just those two that are behind you with oddly enough, that's appropriate makeup for you because you're dead, but you're never really dead.
TapeHead never dies.
You may be back. I may be talking to you after the stream about something. So
I'm ready, man.
I'm ready for you to be ready. So, yes.
Well, welcome in everyone for a record-setting live stream. We have never had this many people view one of our live streams before. So Thank you very much. Now, I haven't read any of the chat really because not just because I can't see, but because our hard drive with everything on it went down this week, and I thought I recovered everything, thought I had everything set up, and there was one thing that I added and I forgot to set up, and it's the ability to pull up your guys's regular chats, super chats, member messages, stuff like that. So I won't be able to do that today, which is a bummer because I put a lot of work into figuring all that out. But the next time we go live, I will have that up. So I see some of our regulars in here. What's up, Brooke? What's up, VHS Mikey? What's up, all of our Rocket Powder? What's up, our members? Hey, Rackow, all of our Renegades, Steve, Heaven. There's several of you in here. It's really awesome to see you guys here and exposing you guys to one of our goofy live streams. So I'm sorry, Allison, if clowns freak you out. I know that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. We have a friend who, well, Brooke's sister, she won't come on these streams because she knows I'm wearing my clown makeup. Yes. She can't do it.
That's wonderful.
Whoa,
Thank
way
you.
to go, Brooke.
What's up, Brooke? We got a new member.
Yes. Thank you.
New member. Let's go. All you members, you get a badge and you get custom emotes on this channel. So that's going to be a good time for you guys. We have a lot of member benefits we're going to start rolling out as we go, but it's taken everything we can just to get in here. And shout out Mitchell. He became a member right before the stream, and really bummed I can't pull stuff up during the stream, but it is what it is. We'll get it all sorted out for the next one because we hope to do more of these. So I guess we should move into today's first topic, shouldn't we?
You're the
Is
boss.
it like proper Halloween in the USA, or do you celebrate it properly on the 31st? The 31st. But, since the 31st doesn't land on a day that we can make this happen, this was the one day that we could figure out how to get it all together so that the four of us could get together and do this. So here we are, baby. Here we are. So our first topic, first topic today, we'll get back to that. Our very first topic today is favorite Halloween movies. Now, whether that's a movie you like to watch during Halloween specifically, something that's specifically Halloween themed, stuff like that, we will dive into it. So, Dylan, what were you saying?
I was going to say, for horror fans, it's spooky season year round. We might give Christmas Day off, but other than that, it's 364. It's Halloween season.
Christmas Day is the best day for a horror fan because most of your family knows you're a horror fan and gets you a bunch of horror shit for Christmas. Oh, yeah. And then you got, hopefully a stack of new movies to watch. So you're not watching boring Christmas crap.
I watch Gremlins. Gremlins and
Well,
Die Hard.
That's not boring. That's the good stuff.
Yeah. That's the Christmas specials.
Yeah. And the Holliston Christmas special while you're at it.
Oh, man. I'll cry my makeup off.
Well, why doesn't Shade start us out with maybe some of the movies he likes seasonally? Let us know in the chat what you like to watch spooky season, and I will be right back.
I wouldn't say I like anything seasonally. I'm just all for the horror films in general.
Year round, huh?
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy. He's always been my top dude, probably. And then Jason definitely comes in second. After that, I don't even know. I'm gonna go ahead and just say Tapehead's third because, I can't think of anything else that.
You flatter me, sir.
I mean, it's true though. So
that makes my day.
I can't tell people enough how good your shit is anyway. It's made very well for what you had.
Holy crap, we got 5 gifted memberships in the chat.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's wonderful.
That's wild. That's going to go off all 5 times. Uh-oh.
I'm going to go ahead and
Yes.
just get ready for my eardrums to explode.
The first time we've had memberships available during a live stream. So thank you, Night Wolves.
Yes.
Very generous of
That's
you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Nice.
What a
Groovy's in
groovy
the house.
movie. Groovy movie in the house.
That's my boy.
Yes.
Love you, buddy.
That's
Still
wonderful.
going.
Thank you.
I'll have to turn that off. We start getting tons of those. I'll let the first one play. But favorite Halloween films, anything from Trauma Entertainment, Blood-Sucking Freaks, Class of Nukem High, stuff like that.
Now you're speaking my
Entertainment. I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah.
Fucking Toxic Avenger. Man.
Classic
Where was
Nukem. That's a staple for sure, which you and I, Dylan and I talked about a while back, but it'll come live eventually at some point on the channel.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We are not synced with Twitch for those who are asking, just the YouTubes for now. And I can't ever get anything to go right once without something failing. So at least we're here, baby. At least we made it. We could have not made it this week. I was very upset.
Yeah, you were in full blown panic mode. But dude, it's Murphy's Law, right? If something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And when you have multiple people involved, it's like a spider web of problems can happen. And then you're the one that's tracing it all back, trying to solve it. So
just makes you want to go. Rah,
you motorboating son of a gun.
Yeah, he's a mic eater.
If you guys missed our prof video this week,
it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
I do have the waifu voice. I can turn it on at a moment's notice. So just a heads up. Now what else? What else? Do we have any other specific Halloween movies you guys like to watch?
Like I said, we watch horror year round, most of us. I do like this time of year, I kind of pick out ones that have some really beautiful, like seasonal shots, the Halloween movies. And I mentioned a couple times, kind of a new favorite for like a family. We call them gateway horror movies. Curse of Crom. Cinematography is gorgeous.
$20 from Carol. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Man.
Thank you so much.
Score.
So yeah, Curse of Crom from Rob York. Been really trying to hype up his next film, Crom 2. So just cinematography. I kind of focus on some stuff that's very seasonal. Trick or Treat, Trick or Treat. So yeah, just kind of focus on some of those. But yeah, Universal stuff, the classic monsters. Beetlejuice is a fun family one, but yeah, when you watch horror year round, you kind of narrow down some specific seasonal favorites. So those are kind of my go-tos.
I watched Trick or Treat for the very first time the other night because I know how much Dustin loves that movie. So I thought I should probably watch it before we streamed because I know he's going to bring it up.
Yeah, it's an absolute staple, right? And it's such a love letter to, I hate to even say that phrase. I most of the time hate when filmmakers say like, it's a love letter to such and such genre or such and such film or whatever. But when you watch Trick or Treat, it's clearly a love letter to like Tales from the Crypt and Creep Show. I mean, it has the comic book transitions and everything. And it's a perfect movie. It is a perfect movie. So yeah,
the rough thing for guys like us too that were aware of this project back in the day, it sat on the shelves for like 2 years. It was just a waiting game to see if we would ever get this flick. And then when it came out, it was straight to video, and a lot of video stores didn't have it. I think I had to drive all the way to Omaha, like Suncoast, to pick up a copy. It just wasn't available. It sat, and then has a massive cult following. We're finally getting a sequel, so yeah, it's a great Halloween flick.
It is. I always wanted to take on like re-editing it the way that it's supposed to play out, but I don't know if I have the editing chops to like chop it in proper order.
And then, we know a guy, and we won't say his name, but that's his specialty. The bootleg king out there. But I'm surprised he hasn't undertaken that one.
Sidebar, I don't think he actually edits. I think he just downloads other people's cuts and then sells them. So,
then,
yeah. So I think he's a shyster and all, the shystiest of shysters.
Very polarizing figure. Yeah. So we won't call him out by name, but he knows.
Yeah. He's in trouble. I got a list, man. I have a giant list. So that's what I was asking Thundy off air. Like, do I need to give you my list ahead of time? Are you doing graphics or what are you doing? But Dylan knows. Dylan's been over here and he's seen, like, as soon as it starts getting close to October, I kind of go in the video store and I curate like, 31 films that take place in October or on Halloween. And I just kind of sit them next to my TV and I just kind of whittle through them. Every year they kind of change. Cause like you guys were saying, like Michael Myers is that's a given, you're going to watch Halloween movies on Halloween. So most of the time I don't even bother like bringing them up because I'm going to bring them up anyway. But I go with like my number one, my bread and butter, my baby is the WNUF Halloween special. That gets like, that's super slept on. And it, for guys our age, it's like nostalgia in like intravenously, like straight to the vein, all these retro old commercials. And it has this live TV vibe. And it's super charming and always puts me in the Halloween mood. So that's like my number one go-to, but I got a whole bunch more. So
well, welcome in all the late comers, book love, cosmic vagabond, everybody. We got several different things people like in here: The Exorcist, Hellraiser, Original Evil Deads,
yes.
Altered States, which I haven't watched in ages. Several cool things in here. Some people who aren't big slasher movie fans, but that's okay. That's why there's so much out there. And speaking of there being so much out there, do you want to know what was a staple for me when I was growing up that I used to like to watch every single year?
Of course.
Now, this is not going to be necessarily a horror movie, but
Oh yeah,
you're speaking VHS Mikey's language right here. I bet he.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's got all those in
Dude.
a clamshell, I bet.
My mom still has all of these at home, and my brother and I, 1st of October every year, would bust these out and watch them over and over and over all month long.
Excellent.
There was the Goof Troop. There was all the ducks. There was Darkwing Duck. There was also some Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers in there, and a whole bunch of stuff. Mikey doesn't have Boo Busters. Look at that. I got something Mikey doesn't have. Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, that will not happen often.
Yeah. That's crazy. I'm shocked at you, Mikey. We're removing VHS from your name.
just Mikey.
Yeah, just Mikey now. No, I'd imagine these are probably kind of tough to come by, even though they're Disney tapes, and most other Disney tapes are a dime a dozen, but these are very like niche. So
right, they had a lot of different stuff on each one that were different Disney cartoons at the time.
And I think these were like in a cardboard standee, like at your grocery stores and stuff like that. I think.
Oh yeah, for the Halloween season, like
get
spooky this Halloween season with Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm old, but dang, when was that from? 90s? 90s for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say what, 94, 95?
Well, see, Darkwing Duck was like early 90s.
The Goofy movie would have been like mid 90s, correct?
Yeah. So looking like Chip and Dale, like Rescue Rangers era, I see. So yeah, probably early to mid 90s, somewhere between like 90 and 95.
Got some Monster Squad love in the chat.
Oh, hell
like,
yes.
You gotta,
Who said that? Sarah. Yes. Monster Squad is one of my all-time favorite, probably in my top 3.
Yeah.
I got Lost Boys number 1 all time for me. Monster Squad's probably 2 or 3. It's right up there.
Do you watch Monster Squad on Halloween? I mean, I know we watch it so frequent that it's ridiculous, but
yeah, like in October, it always gets thrown in. I got that sweet Kino Lorber 4K edition.
That's nice.
Dude, I always have to do a double feature with the Wolfman Scott Nards documentary.
And then you cry. That's kind of like, it's really good, but it's a heart punch of a documentary, man.
I know, man. Like whenever Horace, they talk about Brent Challam and how he didn't get to see that he ever made this impact.
Yeah.
He played Horace in Monster Squad, passed away before this wave. Really, kind of
Mm-hmm.
Alamo Drafthouse gave this thing new life and brought it back to a whole new generation. And all those guys got to see the impact that this had, and he wasn't here for it. So
yeah, it's a major bummer.
I'm
Way
not-
to bring me down.
yeah, I'm not sure if I have makeup in my eyes or if I'm sad, but it's probably both.
Bogus Sinclair allergies.
Yeah.
Always like that smell. Kind of like French toast.
Oh man, the day that we do a dedicated stream to that movie, it's gonna be fun. And Shades already has a costume for it, so
Yes.
win-win.
Perfection. Yeah, I'll let you power bomb me on stream.
Oh hell yeah!
Let's go.
I'll teach you how to fall. I'll teach you how to fall.
I
he
definitely
knows. He knows.
I'm a pro. I know you're a pro, but yeah, that was what I wanted to do with my life in my younger days. I wanted to be a professional wrestler, but I'm not
No,
good.
He was backyard wrestling before backyard wrestling was a thing.
Mm-hmm. And then Mick Foley went on 2020 and said that it was stupid, so I retired because he was my hero.
Hey, we
So,
got
you
some
gotta take
killer
advice.
clowns from outer space love in the chat.
Oh yeah.
In our second segment, there might be a podcast Thundy went on to talk killer clowns that'll come out after the first of the year sometime. So
Yeah, maybe the podcast is scheduled out until the middle of next year.
but we'll talk about that here in the next segment. We're gonna get there rather shortly. But yeah, a lot of fun movies to watch every year. Yeah, Dust was like, I got a stack I bring out every single year that I work my way through. I'm a late bloomer to horror movies in general.
Yes, you are.
It wasn't until a few years back that I started getting into it, and then after finding Dustin and his channel 3B, well, now it's the Deep Cut podcast. It is pinned in the description if you'd like to check it out. I got to update the
Please do.
Streamlabs, which I don't think Streamlabs is it working today. I don't even know if it's
You never
awake
know.
yet.
I thought I saw
But,
one earlier, but maybe not.
I'll have to update that to go to the right location now. But he has helped me find a lot of fun horror movies. So just like with winning, unlocking achievements of having VHSs that Mikey doesn't have, every once in a while I'll come across a horror movie that Dustin's never seen or heard of, and I'm like, yes, I found one.
Or I don't own, which is also it's a very weird thing between like me, Dylan, or my co-host Evil. Like if we don't own it, it kind of blows my mind. It blows my mind when someone in my like immediate circle doesn't have a movie. So when you're like, dude, do you know about this? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, I got to do some research. I got to figure out what's going on. How are people bringing me things I've never heard of?
Hey, how much time do we have to cover this question? Somebody asked for our thoughts on the Terrifier movies.
That's gonna be a whole stream all by itself after we watch the new one, because it's very
sum it up with this
over here.
We'll sum it up like this: they're polarizing. That's the best way, without getting into it super deep. Yeah, they're polarizing. You either love them or you hate them. Right?
Yeah, polarizing in the sense that I want them shipped to the South Pole.
Now,
that's why.
I played my hand. I apologize.
Now, Dylan and Dustin and I have conflicting views on them as a whole. Shades has only seen the first one, and I believe he had a good time with it.
Yeah, the first one was good. I definitely want to at least see the second one so I can see how
stop there.
How the views are different.
See All Hallows Eve. If you guys don't know All Hallows Eve, that's it's an anthology, and that's like where he came from. He's played by a different actor in those segments. That's also because it takes place on Halloween. That's one of my Halloween staples, so that's a good circle back. Terrifier doesn't necessarily land in my October movies, but All Hallows Eve does. I like where he came from. I don't necessarily like where he's going.
So someone asked how to do the sick boy Ren emoji. You have to be a member of our channel. That's one of our member emojis. So if you're a member, you're able to post that in the chat and have some fun with it. The memberships start at $1.99 a month, and we're hoping to, after the first of the year, start rolling out exclusive member videos, early access, members only live streams where we game or who knows what we're going to do during those streams. So once we have a decent crop of members, then we will start rolling out some of that stuff. And we're still trying to figure it out because Dylan's not much of a gamer, but he does have a PlayStation 5. So I kind of want to try out Helldivers, but we'll see what happens. So
I can
yeah.
light the lamp in NHL. That's about it.
I'll mess you up in some UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than
Beat the
that,
shit out of somebody.
UFC 1, you're going down, fool.
I'll put money on the table. I'll put money on the table. $5 that I can wreck you. Middleweight
$6.
division. All right, middleweight division. I put you to sleep, son.
Dustin's so good at the UFC game. I actually pay $39.95 to watch him play it.
You want to go night and fight night?
Yeah, son. I did used to make people pay me money to play me in Fight Night back in the day when there was no online gaming. That's how old I am. Like if you walk by and you're like, dude, I want to play some Fight Night. Give me $1 and I'll match you. I'll send you home crying and I'll go buy a Shasta cream soda.
Well, I went and grabbed me a beer. It's still the
Early for beer, isn't it?
The Castle Danger Brewery George Hunter Stout that I got when I was in Minnesota. And I got my last 2. I've been drinking them on live streams, and why it's so dark because I got that stout life. Got that stout life going on. There we go. Stout life.
Not
Why
nearly
it's
as
so
cool.
dark.
I got a clear American sweetened black cherry water because I live dangerously.
The official beverage of gingers everywhere, the Irish cream.
Yeah.
I just
Fuck all
I
you
just
guys.
had
Milk.
I just had an Aussie.
Chocolate milk.
Milk.
Shades runs on chocolate milk and crushed dreams, okay?
That's either the most manly thing ever or like the like sketchiest thing ever. Like I don't know, I'm not sure. Just rocking chocolate milk. Would you order chocolate milk at restaurants?
That's a guy, bring it to the house.
Depends on what I'm ordering.
Like a cheeseburger?
Not usually. Like if I go to like a Denny's and have breakfast for chocolate milk, for sure. But like just the normal outing, nah. Usually just
Steak and
water,
chocolate
soda,
milk, baby.
maybe even a beer.
Well, Pixie's got magic gummies. You want to know what happens when we eat those?
I have no idea what's going on.
Good Lord.
I have such a massive cutaway library. I'm like, I barely touch them during the stream, but I have them if I need them. So, well, we've talked Halloween movies a little bit. Should we move into our next segment?
Oh Lord, yeah, if you want to.
Because we've touched on it a little bit, but Tapehead and the Deep Cut podcast. Now, if you are new to this channel, you're probably not that familiar with Tapehead or what the Deep Cut podcast is. So we will let you guys know. We can always bring up the trailer if you want me to and show people that. It's really up to you.
You're more than allowed to.
I think we should. I mean,
especially
a lot of our
1/3 of
Renegade
your
fans
show
in
is
here.
in the movie, so
Right. But while I get this prepped, a couple, 2-3 years ago, Dustin created a character called Tapehead, Jacob Cobb, and they made a little short film that you can find on YouTube. It's pretty fun. And then they decided to crowdfund and do their first feature-length independent film called Tapehead, The Return of Jacob Cobb, starring yours truly, Dylan, as the slasher villain Tapehead. It was filmed here in Southwest Iowa, as well as a few other places. And we did some interviews on the channel with Dustin, with Dylan, about working on that before we ever thought Dylan was even going to be a part of our channel. You'll see our old co-host Crude in there asking some questions, and I can feel the sweat dripping down my face now. So if you guys want to tell them a little bit about Tapehead while I get everything queued up, feel free.
Sure. So like Thundy was saying, it started maybe 3-4 years ago, I would say, somewhere around there. The channel was in full swing and primarily on the Deep Cut podcast channel, which was called 3B Video at the time. I did a lot of movie reviews and filmed a bunch of skits and segments and stuff. And there were so many film critics out there that we wanted to do something different. So we decided we were going to make a cartoon, and Tapehead was the villain in our cartoon. The cartoon proved to be too expensive and time consuming. So we shifted gears and we decided to make a short film, and reached out to Dylan because Dylan and I have known each other for years upon years upon years. And he is a very physical being, a very intimidating physical being, but he's also one of the nicest people on the planet and a true horror fan. And I approached him about playing the villain, and he said, sure. And the kind of the rest is history if you want to take over, Dylan.
Yeah. So, and actually, a lot of you guys in the chat, VHS Mikey was part of the original idea.
Yes, he was.
Dustin and Mikey were working on some animation, perhaps going to do a cartoon, and then, of course, as it morphed into a short film, Mikey was involved. So VHS Mikey is in the first Tapehead film. And he did the transitions. There's some cartoon transitions, very Creepshow style, and then. When we got that one done and had a ton of fun with it, we decided it was time to do something more our bread and butter, what we love, the 80s slasher. So a lot of our favorite films were influential in Tapehead, The Return of Jacob Cobb.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jesse Mattis in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see ya. Can we get physical copies of Tapehead? Can they still get physical copies online?
Yes, indeed. So if you go to, I think you may have the link in the description, maybe. If not, if you go to the Deep Cut Podcast YouTube channel, in our description, there is a link tree with all of our web stores and whatnot. And then you can order it online there. Actually, October 31st, we are premiering the full feature film on our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to watch it as a premiere, watch it live with everybody. And then it'll be on the YouTube channel for people who don't do physical media. But if you are a physical media fan like we are, you can pick up a Blu-ray from our web store and have it in your hands forever, which is rad in case YouTube decides they don't like our movie being on there and pulls it for whatever reason. So
the link is in the chat. It's pinned at the top as well. Someone asks, let's see. We got a few comments here. I have to say, when I first got in here, I thought Dustin was Chris Webby. That's a good one.
He does rap.
Do you guys prefer creepy, scary, or totally fucked up brain fuck horror movies? I think it just depends on the mood that we're in when we're looking for something. Because sometimes I want something that's going to completely shock the fuck out of me and blow my mind. Something like, The Coffee Table. Don't watch that unless you're ready to see something totally fucked up. And then sometimes you just want something creepy. The VHS series, which I still need to watch the new one.
Solid.
And, I've been going down a rabbit hole of found footage and Secret Society horror movies for something I would like to write. So I think it's really just the mood that we're in.
Yeah. It all depends, right? Because everybody likes a different flavor of popcorn. That's one of the things I love to say. And sometimes you're in the mood for something like super, super cheesy. And then other times you just want it to be ultra, ultra violent and gory. But most of the time I tend to lean towards Mikey nailed it. Mikey said like slapstick, which there's another term called splat stick, which like Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell coined. And that's where like the gore is so over the top that it couldn't even possibly be construed as realistic, because there's enough like actual violence and actual disturbing things happening that I like my movies to be so over the top that like I'm not grossed out. I'm like laughing and having a good time with over the top violence, if that makes any sense.
But I tell you what, if you have never seen the Hatchet franchise, please go do yourself a favor. Watch all 4 Hatchet 1, 2, 3, and Victor Crowley. They are all by the same guy, Adam Green, who is now one of our favorite directors for everybody here on the show. That is, thank you from Dustin, is a recommendation that came my way, and now I've seen everything that this man has made, and I am a massive super fan now. So
I'm
the
such
Hatchet
a mark.
franchise, you got to see it.
Fiza says, "Do you draw the line at stuff like a Serbian movie, Serbian film?"
How did I know? How did I know that was coming up?
Listen
that's
here,
a no for me.
Yeah, so that's a movie. When I used to work for repulsivereviews.com, and we would get sent movies to review all the time, and there was a lot of people in our community that was like, "Have you seen a Serbian film? Have you seen a Serbian film? Even you guys can't handle this. You guys can't handle this." And me being the sucker, I took the bait and I said, "There's not a movie out there that bothers me." So I ordered it. Bing. And I waited until I had the house to myself. And then I put this movie on, and I'm having breakfast watching a Serbian film. And I legitimately got to like the midpoint of the movie. I paused it and I went into the bathroom so I could look at myself in the mirror. And I had a conversation with myself like, do you need to finish this movie, or can you just shut it off, read a synopsis, and lie about seeing the rest of this movie, and just have a clear conscience? And I was like, you know what, I'm no wuss, I'm riding it out. And I wrote it out, and I'll never watch it again. It's a movie that is on my shelf. I tell this story as a cautionary tale, but most of the time when I tell this story, people take it as me like trying to goat them into watching it. So people tend to borrow it because of this story. And then they're like, "Man, that's messed up." And I'm like, "I tried to warn you not to watch it." So it's my line for sure.
Surprised you even loan it out. I'd have been like, "No, you don't," because I went down this rabbit hole of watching and finding the most fucked up movies out there, and it was near the top of the list, and I regret every second of watching that movie. If I wasn't desensitized before, that movie put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah. The problem is that it's gorgeous, right? Like, it's filmed so well. It has all the like panache of a good horror movie, but it's the subject matter where I'm like, I'm just not comfortable. Like, the R word is where I kind of draw the line, and I won't say it because I'm not going to get the channel in trouble. But like stuff like I Spit on Your Grave, those are like my litmus tests. My, like, once a year I'll throw on one of the I Spit on Your Grave movies, and I'll go, that still bothers me. And I think like the day that it doesn't bother me is the day when I say I'm gonna stop watching horror for a long time to kind of like get my moral compass back. I don't have fun watching that. I get like clammy and like angry when I watch stuff like that. So,
well, should we do a palate cleanser and watch the Tapehead trailer?
You're the boss, man.
Hang on, I got one thing I got to do. My wife's coworker, her son, Tapehead's for the kids. Her son loves Tapehead. I saw a little dude at like a town fair thing, gave him a fist bump, and like he thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I'm just like a regular dude, right? So it's very touching when you meet people that you've had an impact on. So, and I think he's watching the stream. Little dude named Axton. So shout out Axton. I appreciate the hell out of you, man.
Tapehead is much like Wu-Tang. It's for the children.
Absolutely.
Because we are as big kids, and we are chasing our dreams. And what little kid, when they put on their Halloween costume or whatever, doesn't kind of like fantasize about like, some being the center of a story of some kind of like, oh, if I was a killer, I'd do this. They're on Halloween, they're like hiding in the dark, peeking around bushes and trying to scare people and stuff. And like, we just got to grow up and be 40 and do that. It's awesome. Yeah, even better. We made it when we were 40.
I'm just hitting my stride.
Hey, Vlad the Impaler didn't start impaling people until his mid-30s. So, hey, everybody's got a chance at some point.
Yes, indeed.
All right, well, would y'all like to see the trailer for Tapehead?
Show them.
Go for it.
"20 years ago, a prank took his life.
remember, you can't tell anybody about this. You're dead.
A curse was born. The quiet little town of Brower, Illinois moved on.
So what happened? One day, he just up and disappeared. I say it doesn't add up. There's something we're missing here.
Until...
My husband, God rest his soul, he was obsessed with that video store. All kinds of weird things used to happen there.
Yeah, fascinating. Hope you sell the rest of your shit, lady.
What's all that?
We hit a bunch of garage sales today and got all these movies and stuff.
Yeah, check it out. Thought we could maybe like hook this thing up, see if there's any like homemade porn, snuff films.
You guys bought VCR and rewinder? You know, I don't really need this. Was this supposed to sound like that? Probably not, but it's seen better days.
At least it still works.
Must be my lucky day.
And now, Jacob is back.
911, what's your emergency?
My friends, there's blood everywhere. They're all hurt. They're hurt real bad.
Sir, are you there?
No, sorry. No.
Tapehead, the return of Jacob Cobb.
It's Brower, Illinois. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh man, watching that trailer.
What's the worst that could happen?
Giant mongoloid with a VHS tape on his face could come wreck your day.
Kill everyone in the way.
Oh man, watching that trailer is like it's like a time travel for me, you know. Seeing my son small again and
yeah, Clayton back in the footage from the first one.
Yep.
He's going to graduate this year. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild. Just
Now we went to the premiere of Tapehead again before Dylan was a part of this channel, but we finally dropped the video this year. We made him wait a whole year before we edited the video.
It's like, I want to see the footage.
It won't spoil the movie, but you'll see a few little clips throughout it. You'll find out all about Tapehead. You'll see a packed house in a little small town rural theater, and you'll get to see all about Tapehead and everything about it, and our little premiere, our afterwards. It was a pretty fun time. So
it's blowing my mind, man. Like to think how far we've all come in such a, you know, I don't want to say a short time because it hasn't been a short time. You know, this has been a long road for all of us, but getting to the point where you can truly chase your dreams is it's indescribable, you know, and being able to like make things with your friends and hang out and everything. It's madness.
That's the thing.
No, Mikey. No, you cannot spoil shit.
We can't spoil it. We got a new audience here who's never seen it. And there was recently a UK screening, which was pretty cool. We had at least one of our subscribers show up to that and quite enjoyed it themselves. So if you want to check it out, it will be released on Halloween on the Deep Cut podcast channel. That's linked in the description. You can check it out. And then if you want to go buy yourself a physical copy, you can do that as well.
I would imagine. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say now the Deep Cut podcast. I was just gonna transition into talking about your old podcast since something kind of cool happened last night.
Yeah, we just dropped our first official video podcast on the channel. Every 2 weeks there is a new episode. We spent the past like 5-6 months like building a new set and coming up with segments and doing things and kind of revamping it, because prior to that it was just an audio podcast for the first like 106 episodes, which has been going for quite a while because we're a part of the Slash and Cast podcast network. But I've always kind of wanted to have a video element to the podcast, and this year I've just finally taken the steps towards it and trying to make the podcast bigger and better for everybody. So
it's beautiful, man. No, like I said, I feel like like I'm getting like super secret information. You know, as he was building the set for this, I was getting pictures of it daily. And dude, I'm not kidding, man. I'm not saying this just because you're like family to me. I'd go to work and I'd be like, look at this. I showing everybody like how crazy you and Megan's talent is. The set is gorgeous, man. I
Just
fucking
gonna
love it.
get bigger and bigger too, because that's the plan, is to expand it so that we can have guests and whatnot, and show more of the cabin, and do all kinds of crazy stuff. But a cabin in the woods is central to splat stick horror, which obviously I'm a giant mark for The Evil Dead, and I thought, because all the prior stuff we'd done was in a retro video store, because I built a video store in my house as well. But if two things could encapsulate my love for horror, it is A, a mom and pop video store, and B, a rundown rustic horror cabin, because so much of horror takes place in those cabins. And I thought it's the ideal setting to sit and discuss these movies. So you've been lucky enough to come and hang out and be on the podcast in the cabin. So has Thundy. Shades is the only one who hasn't officially been to the cabin to do an episode, but I will make that happen. So
tell everybody what this is made of. I really want people to understand like the talent behind this. I'm serious. Just looking at the picture, like you can see it's a beautiful set, but like I got to see it as raw material. Tell people how you made this.
It's everything's made out of 2-inch styrofoam. So the walls are 2-inch thick styrofoam insulation, where we sculpted it, carved it. And then the set walls that, I don't know if anybody knows anything about like drywall and whatnot. I know Shades does, but they're primarily like a 4-foot sheet by a 8-10-foot sheet, something like that. So these are met together by magnets, like super high power magnets that, so they sit on top of one another. They can be easily disassembled and moved if we were to say take the show on the road, because the end goal with the Deep Cut podcast is to be able to do it live in venues and whatnot in front of people, and take it all over the place, as opposed to just being on YouTube. But it's all made out of styrofoam, very cleverly sculpted, painted, textured, and it's lightweight. And that was kind of my main reasoning for it. Was we could have built it out of wood. I mean, you could build a cabin out of wood. That's what they're made out of. But I wanted it to be lightweight and easy to disassemble and take places and whatever. So even the fireplaces, I think maybe 9 different pieces that are held together by magnets. So I think something like that, 9, maybe 10. But yeah, just a lot of creative set deck stuff, like that coffee table beside us with the lantern on it. That's all made out of styrofoam. The book is made out of styrofoam. That's on top of that. The picture frame with Dick Miller, styrofoam. So yeah, I am a styrofoam wizard. If you need me to sculpt something out of styrofoam, I got you.
Oh, what's up, DGZ? You finally made it. What's up, Melissa? You got to run. That's cool. Thanks for stopping by. We are getting close to the halfway point, but before we do, if you're interested in the Deep Cut podcast, it's every other Friday at 8 p.m. They do a premiere like we do with our Ren videos, so there's a live chat. We were hanging out there last night. We got some of our own deep cuts for the show that night, like Walter Goblins.
Yeah, Walter Goblins forever, baby.
we have way too much fun in the chat over there. But they launched this with the first episode with Cabin in the Woods. Before that, they were solely a audio only podcast, and Dylan happened to be on episode number 9 where they talked Gremlins. You can hear that one.
Years
and then
ago.
he's got one coming up on video in 41 days. He's going on to talk the Toxic Avenger. How about that?
11.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. We're scheduled out pretty far in advance, which is kind of nice. We were able to because my co-host lives in another state. So we're able to get together about once a month and then put in the work. And then after he goes to his neutral corner, I spend the better half of the month or 2 months editing and putting these podcasts together and scheduling them. So that way podcasts can keep coming out for everyone while we're working on extending the set and or getting guests and things like that. So I'm new to it, but we're having a lot of fun. And if you like horror movies, you will probably enjoy our ranting and rambling. We don't approach things like film critics, so we kind of approach it a lot more lackadaisical. We have a lot more casual conversation about the films. So my idea was to make it just kind of feel like you're hanging out with buddies talking about movies, and not getting like talked down to by like film scholarly people, because that's gross.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's not us. No, we are not like that. But what I was going to say about the TapeHead premiere is I can almost guarantee you that on Halloween evening at 8 p.m., even though we are going to be doing things with our families and whatnot, I will be in the chat, and I'm sure Dylan will be in the chat to answer any questions or talk to anybody about making the movie. And we're going to do our best to make it a fun little get together, and hopefully a bunch of people show up to see it. It's a different type of premiere. You know, we had the one in Dylan's hometown, which you were showing as the sold out theater screening, which was enough to make Dylan and I cry, and I think is still a feather in our caps for sure.
A huge pride point.
Yeah. Dylan's childhood theater sold out with people to see him kill everybody. And so it'd be super cool to see people show up to the live premiere on the YouTube channel and just chat it up and have a good time on Halloween night. I feel like TapeHead is a pretty good Halloween evening viewing. So,
perfect for the season.
Well, speaking of after Halloween in December, Thundy's going to be on the Deep Cut podcast talking Tusk. You want to talk absurd movies? Tusk is one of those. I had so much fun watching this movie. I love this movie so much. Every time I watch it, I like it that much more. And so in 55 days, you can watch me on there talk Tusk. And then Dylan and I have each recorded more episodes, but they will drop sometime later in 2025. And they were a hell of a lot of fun. Mentioned Killer Clowns earlier in the stream. I just might have to say, there's a reason I wear a clown mask in one of our future episodes. So we got some Tusk love in the chat. Love to see it.
Tusk rules,
it was
man.
Such a fun movie to watch, such a fun movie to dive into. And dystopian horror, The Road. See, I was so mad at that movie.
That's a heavy one, man. I don't like to be sad. You know, I'm a chipper dude, so I want to have a good time. Like I said, life is depressing enough as it is, right? So you wanna spend your hour and a half having a good time, not being a Debbie Downer. But yeah, that's a really well-made movie, but it's a heavy one.
Anytime I message Dustin, I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about watching this. He's like, get ready to be depressed. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch something else. I think Antlers was the last one I did that with. And I was like, okay, I'm going to watch something else. My nose itches so bad right now.
Dude, Antlers is heavy. That's like one of the heaviest films, man.
It is. It's good though, man.
Dude, literally, like, and I've seen, I couldn't even tell you how many films. That movie more than anything. I just wanted to hug that little guy, man. I just like, my heart broke for that little kid in that movie. And I mean, it effective. I mean, it definitely does what it's supposed to do. But man, that's like the heaviest, wettest blanket of a film ever.
Dude,
I still haven't watched it.
Was super good until the creature reveal. And I can't remember if I had you borrow it, but Cobweb with Anthony Starr.
Yeah. I didn't borrow it from you, but yeah, it did. It completely jumped the shark, fell off the cliff. Whatever
so
euphemism
good.
you want for failing at the end. Yeah.
It is so good. It is a perfect movie. And you feel super bad for that kid talking about kids and you just want to hug, and like it feels very much like a child called It or whatever, those books from when we were growing up, you know, A Boy Called It, or like the mom was abusive. It feels like that. And then all of a sudden we've got like a weird CG spider sister. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you had it. You had it and you failed. It makes
That's
me
the
so
one that's on my list because I really love Anthony Starr.
you gotta.
You guys have never seen the TV show Banshee? It's fucking great. He's amazing in that show.
All I know
Haven't
is
seen
The
that one.
Boys, and I love The Boys.
It's
I've
like
been
an Amish mafia, and he's a
nice.
convict on the run who becomes the sheriff of this small town, brings in his con artist friends, and it's just it's a lot of fun. So, and there's titties. And there's titties. So if you like titties, you'll like Banshee.
I think we all can agree on that. Yeah.
Well, is there anything else with Tapehead or the Deep Cut you'd like to talk about or promote?
I will just say this, you know, every 2 weeks there's a new episode as per the jingle at the end of the Deep Cut podcast. But we try to drop a short every day leading up to the new episode, except for this coming week. There is a lull in shorts, but there's a ton of shorts. There's a ton of past episodes. And if you are a member of our channel, which from any standpoint, from just $1 to whatever, you gain access to, I think there's like 300 videos backlog that we took off of the channel to kind of like more streamline, because we've been doing this since I couldn't even tell you what year. I don't remember when it started, but there's so much stuff that we just decided we would put and give it just to the members so that you could access the newer stuff easier. But there's still some cleaning up that needs to be done, because even Thundy was saying he was having difficulty finding the new episode. But yeah, go check it out and give it a listen, and you'll find out about some movies you never knew existed. You'll hear random opinions about movies you love and hate. And most of the time we're pretty chill. We don't ever get facetious and mean about movies. So if you're looking for positive content, you could not do worse or better, whatever I'm trying to say. Yeah, come over and hang out with us. I have a way with words. Got a way with words.
We try to stay positive over here, but sometimes I just have to talk shit on stuff that deserves it, like I did in the 500 sub stream. But you know, sometimes you have to, because the only way you're gonna try to change things when people are fucking things up. But yeah, so Tapehead Deep Cut podcast.
I have one last thing to say, because I didn't get to bring it up when we were talking about Halloween films. But another staple for Halloween, if you guys are looking for something to watch, you need something new, head on over to Amazon and go to Shudder and give Late Night with the Devil a shot, because it is also going to be a cult classic. It is a staple now in my library, and I think since I bought it, I've watched it 4 times already. I mean, it's super fun. Takes place on Halloween. It's rad, super rad. So I can't endorse that movie enough.
Perfect segue.
And we were talking
one of the sections on your podcast. You know, I love the tie-in. One of my favorite things we talk about is the movie tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you mentioned, and I know how much you love the WNUF special, a lot of that vibe, obviously completely different tone, but Late Night with the Devil gives me a lot of that WNUF feel, you know, with the vintage television and the cutaways and all that jazz. It's just,
that's a perfect double feature for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, you nailed that one. You win, sir.
I win the
time. We were talking about Cabin in the Woods, and it's one of my favorite movies. I have the steel sealed steel book from Best Buy. I have the graphic novel right here, and I have the visual companion around here somewhere that's got the full script and all sorts of concept art, everything from behind the scenes. Maybe someday I'll do a 12-hour video breaking down Cabin in the Woods to its absolute fullest, because I love that movie so much. Well, Dustin, we're going to move into the next segment. So if you need to go, you're more than welcome to. If you'd like to stay, you can stay. So I thought I'd give you an out at the top of the hour here if you needed it. But
appreciate that, because I have to go to a venue and actually meet and greet people and sell copies of Tapehead. So you guys have a great rest of your stream, and I will be talking at you soon, especially you, Dylan. I have something to discuss with you.
Love you, brother.
All right. Love you guys, man. Take it easy. Peace.
Hi, Dustin. All right. Well, let's move into. Oh, that's the wrong screen. We're professional YouTubers, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to move into our journey so far, because it has been quite a journey from 0 to 3,000 plus subs. And yeah, we are currently shy of 3,500. We are at this time 3,456, and yeah, so we are in the hunt for 3,500. We are in the hunt for 5,000. We have people hop in all the time, like Lyric Noel. Shout out Lyric Noel, that love what we do and are like, it's criminal you don't have that many subs. And so we encourage you guys to like and comment, share our videos out places, help us grow, because this is really what we want to do. Is we want to go full time doing this. We have a lot more than reaction videos we want to do. We have an interview series with several musicians already lined up, but we just don't have the right setup for it quite yet to bring them on. And Arson City, shout out Arson City. Patrick Wilson from Arson City said he'd come on, but some of our back end stuff that you guys can't hear might run them a little crazy talking for an hour. So we just need to upgrade some stuff here at the studio, and then we can start bringing these people on. So there's also documentaries about musicians we want to make. There's Cyber Skull Adventures content that we want to make. There's this live stream that we want to do every single week. We would like to do a live stream talking current entertainment with various guests that we rotate in and out every week. And so let us know what you guys would like to see. And we'd love it if you guys could check out more of our content other than just Ren. We know some of you guys have been checking some of that out, and we very much appreciate you. You know, it's pretty wild when you get a 10,000 view video on Friday and then a 32 video on Monday. But, you know, we're going to keep covering the stuff we want to cover. We decided that from the start that we want to cover independent artists, small label artists, and then the occasional larger artists that we're into along the way. And, you know, it's going to take us wherever it takes us. So we're just happy that because we started covering Chris Webby every time he drops something, that he collaborated with Ren, and we found all of you renegades, and we found, you know, this massive audience that we didn't know even existed, and you guys have done so much for us. I know we were going to kind of cover that in the final segment a little bit deeper, but thank you guys. It's been wild, because like the video at the start of the stream, if you guys missed it, we started this channel March 13th of 2020, and it is now 2024, and it took us until this year to even hit 1,000 subscribers. It took us until this year to hit, you know, almost 3,500 and to get monetized and start making money with the channel. And it's been wild, man. We appreciate you guys so much. We've just been experimenting over the years and seeing what sticks, what doesn't stick. We used to do a Mikey Myers series that was kind of satirical parody, did our own thing with it every year. Maybe we'll show you guys a little bit about that. But we started this channel without Dylan, actually. We started it with our buddy Crude, who came to us with the idea, and he was going to try to make it today, but it didn't work out. We'll hopefully have him back in the future, but it's been a pretty good time, a pretty good ride. And then we brought Dylan in and started Baylor Fire, and the rest is history. So before I turn it over to these guys, let me see what some of you guys are saying over here, because the chat's been wild tonight. We're not used to having this many people. This has been a record live stream for us. We've had, I think, maybe at peak 56 people. We've had almost 300 views so far. This is pretty crazy, man.
Hey,
Hey.
since we're checking out the chat, I noticed earlier that Night Wolves was talking about Puppet Master.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good
One I haven't
series.
seen in ages.
Good franchise.
Definitely brought back the memory hole for me too. I was like, holy shit, I forgot about that. All those, like, man.
Yeah, that whole Full Moon Entertainment, the studio that puts out the Puppet Master and tons of other indie flicks, a staple of the video store back in the day.
See, lots of renegades found you guys. I want to do the adventures with you. Yeah, we've got a lot of adventures we want to do along the way. I think the last one we did that we put up was we went to the Super Bowl rally in Kansas City. We recently went on a World War II bomber, took a flight, but I have had zero time to even go through that footage to make a video out of it. So maybe it'll get done by the turn of the century, but lots of
Somewhere in your archives there is some stellar Citizens Ball footage from last year's RC
yeah,
City concert.
yeah.
So
True
Yeah, that
too.
we didn't get to go to this year. It's this weekend. Bummer. But we go full time. We're gonna go to a lot of different shows. We're gonna meet and network with a lot of different musicians and try to bring them onto the channel because we've had several find us from our React series. Chris Webby loves us. Shout out Dave. Shout out David Webster. Dave DeGoat. He loves our channel. Chris Webby's dad, who's a guitar wizard. Psycho Stick has shared our stuff. Lyric Noel has shared our stuff. It's
Eraserhead,
been
who
pretty
just did
wild.
the I'm sorry, Eraser Dread, who
Yes.
just did the Webby video. He got to check us out, and like I said, we try to share the love whenever people show us any kind of appreciation. We try to pay it back tenfold. That's kind of our motto. um, and as the Renegades say, rising tide lifts all ships, and that's what we want to do with artists that we like that maybe aren't household names, more so than our own self-serving. As we grow and have a wider audience, we're just chomping at the bit to showcase and expose some of the bands that we love, to a wider audience. And we're getting there. We're getting to that point where we can help actually, drive people to other music. I don't like the term influencer per se, but that's been, I think, all of our goals. So I don't want to speak for all of us, but I know in conversations we've all had behind the scenes that was one of the goals. As the subscriber count climbs, when can we use this platform to share the love, hype up the people that we appreciate, and whether it be friends that we collaborate with, musicians that we want to show love to. And we're getting there. The Renegades have been a big part of that.
Someone just said that next week's going to be a rough one, boys. Ren's dropping a new video October 17th on our double drop week.
Oh, man.
I don't
Triple
know.
drop?
That's going to have to wait. That's going to have to wait. We're not going to be able to cover Money Ties because we're dropping Animal Flow on Friday next week. Not just the
Finally.
rap, but the acoustic version. Then the next day on Saturday, we're dropping Pain Salesman. And then Children of the Moon the following week. So we're probably going to miss Money Ties and have to do it in like November because I don't know how we're going to fit it in because I start my new part-time gig next week and I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to work out because I got so much to edit next week. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts.
Poor Thundy. Instead of an angel and a devil, he had me and Shades on his shoulder screaming for Animal Flow and Pain Salesman. So he's
Like, fine,
he's
I'll give them
appeasing both
both
of
to
us.
you.
Yes.
And now Ren's like, hey, when you're doing a double drop week, I'm dropping out something new. And I'm like, son of a bitch. But that's the game. So I wanted to kind of show you guys where we started. That's our old buddy Crude. And we started experimenting with a whole bunch of different stuff. Unboxing this camera we don't even have anymore was the biggest one on our channel for a long time.
The time we had to wait just to even unbox it, and yet, like you said, we don't have it.
I don't even know where that is. I think he sold it to somebody.
Maybe.
Tried some spicy stuff along the way. Spicy content was a favorite of people on the channel, which we started a new channel called Let's Get Spicy. It's in the description. We have one video over there right now where we ate an apocalypse scorpion pepper and it wrecked us. So if you want to watch us get wrecked by a spicy pepper, you can head over there or see some of our older videos. We got our Mikey series, which started out very short and very humble. And then we started filming like 10-minute episodes, and it got very complex with original characters and storylines, and it's completely silent. The whole point behind the series was it was a creative exercise where everything was filmed primarily with one take, and it was filmed on the spot. We created everything that happened impromptu, improv on the spot. So it was just a creative exercise to see what we could come up with in the moment while we were filming. So pretty much everything you see happened as it happened. And there's some cool locations and things that we shot those in. So we've had a lot of fun over here. We've done 3 seasons of the Mikey series. We're talking about actually planning out a 4th season to finish it because it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. But we have a lot of fun. In Mikey Rents a Movie, we go to Dustin's video studio, his home movie store in his basement. So that's a pretty cool one you can check out. Yeah, we've done a lot of different stuff over the years, man. Started talking movies. We got some other cool Mikey videos. Did some Tapehead stuff. It's been fun. Packy One Chip Challenge. My boy King ISO. We've had some fun over the years. So NFL draft. I went to the NFL draft. That was a blast. Oh man, it is rough wearing this thing, man. Rough wearing this thing. I got my
eyes are all dry
beating
and blinky.
I got my beating cancer with proton beam radiation video. That one I have turned ads off on. But if you want to go watch my story about beating cancer, you can see what a nice what a night of proton beam radiation therapy looked like for me. That was pretty wild. I have my 1 year checkup here next month. So I will be posting some things when that happens. Some more hot sauce, going to the Super Bowl rally. That was a blast. And then we started in June our Fail or Fire series, which really, besides the MLB uniform one that nobody watched, we started covering music and movie trailers. And it just kind of took off from there. Blind Fury was the first one that took off for us. And yeah, Chris Webby. We still have ones at 36 views. Come on, Joey Cool's worth it. Hellboy the Crooked Man. Don't waste your time. Don't do it. Don't waste your time. It's not worth it. I watched it, but we've had some fun. Then our next biggest video was Doom Dance by Gunship. That was another one Dylan brought our way. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, all over the place. Ice Nine Kills and Real Big Fish. That's a fun one. The wife of the lead singer of Real Big Fish shared our video. That was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. In the history of this channel, Brick has been fired exactly 1,078 times. That's true. That's absolutely true, DGZ. But we've had some fun videos over the year. We did an out of the theater Deadpool and Wolverine reaction that nobody watched. Still a fun movie. Yeah, we've had some fun over the years, over the last few months, covering all sorts of different music on the channel. A lot of low ones, but a lot of high ones too. Like Baggage, that's where we found Ren. 14,000 views. One of the biggest videos on our channel, and followed by 188 views. So it's all over the place, but it's still fun. I think our number 1 video right now is The Emptiness Machine, the first Linkin Park music video with Emily. It's at 19,000 views, which it'd be cool to crack 20K on that bitch. But yeah, a lot of different stuff we've covered, from rap to rock to metal to Ren to bluegrass to thrash grass. Pretty crazy. If you want a great Halloween spooky season, go check out Cry Little Sister by Lyric Noel. We've got a few videos from her we've covered. Cry Little Sister, Hex Girls, This Is Halloween, and we have Sally's song dropping on Monday. So it's been fun. So Fun movie, but not the best Deadpool movie. That's Disney for you. Hey, we'd be here a whole nother hour if I were to start trash talking Disney because I can do it. But yep, Butter, Revolution. Yeah, I thought Drowning Pool would do a little bit better. But Fading with the Stranger was cool. As Dylan said, Eraser Dread, the guy who did the claymation, popped up today commenting on it, and he loved our video. He said we caught every single thing in the video but one. There's a Big
Still the most.
Lebowski. Yeah, the most out of everyone
Yeah.
he'd seen. There was a Big Lebowski reference, and there's no
Yeah.
wonder that I missed it because I haven't watched that movie very much. So yeah.
So
Speaking
he
of,
commented saying that. That
well,
was the one that I was gonna comment about in the video, and we kept on going, and
well, you're fired, Shades. You're
Nope.
fired.
It counts. So we caught them all. We
Put a
operate on
bag
the
on my
honor
head still
system.
counts. But yeah, did you guys have a favorite or anything throughout this time? Or something you think
Um,
people really need to go watch that people haven't seen besides Hex Girls? I thought Hex Girls would do a lot better than 89 views because Scooby Doo, baby.
like I said, the one that I always kind of not really beg, but I always encourage people to check out. So for me, the highlight of doing this Fail or Fire series was discovering Echo. Was not somebody that was on my radar somehow. I don't know how I missed out on that because it's exactly the kind of stuff I'm into. And we started off with Echo and Tech Nine, Nobody Like Me, and I was like, man, he can rap. And then he started doing more of the kind of the rock crossover stuff, and it was like dead in my wheelhouse. Like it was a bullseye for me. So yeah, discovering Echo was that's definitely been kind of like peak for me for this whole series.
Yeah, a couple of years back, Shades and I met Echo and Webby at a show they were on together, which was awesome. And someone asked, how do you decide which video you want to react to? Well, that's actually very difficult because
Bushambo.
yeah, some weeks you guys do any System of a Down or Disturbed, and not yet. They'll have to drop something new that we cover. So there's a variety of factors that play into this. So it really depends on what we're into and that has dropped that week. We record Monday night and Wednesday night, and then occasionally, depending on schedules and drops, we may fit an extra day in here or there. So we can only cover like 5 things a week with our schedule, sometimes less, depending on what we have going on. And now Friday is Ren Day. So we only have 4 other days we can cover stuff of the week. And Monday typically gets missed because of lack of being able to record to hit that. So it's usually just we pick out the stuff from bands, rappers, musicians that we like. And then we go, all right, out of these guys, what should we cover this week? What do we want to cover this week? What gets the cut? What, stays? And, there's actually things we've recorded that never got released too, depending on what they are, or if something else came out that we wanted to do instead. We actually have a problem this week because Monday is Lyric, Friday is Ren, so we can only fit 3 more in there. And we have probably 6 videos that have released that we want to cover. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to cover. And now Echo's got another new song dropping. So there's probably going to be a new video by the end of next week. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And then it also can depend on, you know, if the bigger the artist, the more likely it is that we can't monetize it. So sometimes that'll play into it. Whereas sometimes it'll bring us eyeballs. Is it worth it if we can't make 5 cents off of it? You know what I'm saying? So it just really depends on what we want to do that week and what comes out. Because I'll write stuff down and then it's like, oh, I got a list of 6 songs and we can only do 2 or 3. So it's just kind of a hit and miss. So it just really depends.
And I think you mentioned having a few things that we haven't put out that we went ahead and recorded. Part of that comes into we're not afraid to give something a fail. We don't just want to cover stuff that's fire. We've given some mids. We haven't failed a lot of things, but there were a couple things that we covered that we were pretty hard on for our styles. They failed pretty bad, and we didn't drop those just because we don't want to be just a negative channel. Like I said, it's one thing if we just aren't feeling it and we give it a fail, but there have been a couple things that just we're not good enough to put out and just hear us ranting and raving. We're not professional critics. We don't have a soapbox that we try to stand on. So
They
yeah,
weren't good enough, or may or may not have been super controversial.
yeah, we've had a couple of those as well. We do love everybody, and we really try not to get anything political. There are artists that do political music, and we'll cover them if it's just straight, hip hop or rock or whatever. But yeah, we try not to clickbait anybody.
We start talking more movies, entertainment on a weekly basis, and then some of that will happen. It'll have to happen because there'll be so much stuff to cover. But we will always balance it out with, well, we hated this. Like, I hate Rings of Power. I hate the Acolytes so much for what they've done to the franchises and the lore as a whole. But I can balance it out by going, hey, there are 3 shows that are actively airing right now on Sunday that I love. Right now, we got Tulsa King, we got The Penguin, and we have From. All 3 air on Sunday. All 3 are amazing TV shows. You got From, which is a kind of it's kind of spooky, but not like super scary or anything. It's kind of a mind fuck. It's pretty
I love that
good.
one. That's on my radar.
From is amazing. It's
Yep.
one I watch every week. Tulsa King is just, I mean, I'm a big Taylor Sheridan stan, even though I haven't seen Yellowstone yet, but I've seen pretty much everything else he's done. Mayor of Kingstown's phenomenal, but
So
Tulsa King rocks. And then yeah, the Penguin. The Penguin is probably the best thing DC has made in like a decade.
So somebody, KT Groovy, mentioned Marilyn Manson, and actually we did cover his first new single, and it got blocked straight out of the gate. His management company was not allowing any reactions. They disabled comments on his video. So that was one that we actually, I think we all enjoyed, and had. We didn't address any of the controversy. We just strictly talked the music aspect of it, and it got blocked. So that happens too.
Yeah, after we got blocked by the Marilyn Manson, I went and looked, and every reaction that had been up at the time had been taken down off of YouTube. So stuff like that, we're just never going to go back and spend the little bit of time that we have to record every week on something that might get blocked. One of my favorite bands, and they're from overseas, called Planet of Zeus. They blocked it, but a lot of these places that block us work with third party companies, whether they're a foreign company or a foreign band or a bigger band in the US. Every time they work with a third party, they will block the fuck out of your video usually. And they don't care whether you're legally within your right and fair use to cover it or not. So there are different smaller labels and bands that I have reached out to personally. And some of them emailed me back, some of them didn't. Napalm Records, who work with As I Lay Dying, who just dropped a new one, but I don't know if we're going to be able to fit it in this week. Um, they have now worked with us that they'll clear up any copyright issues. And a lot of people like Ren and Chris Webby allow you to monetize these because they understand that it's beneficial to everybody. You find a new audience. Like, the amount of people that are in our personal friend circles that we've turned on to Ren because of us covering him has been crazy. Some artists do a revenue share, which I didn't know was a thing. So you'll split the revenue from the ads. Some will go to us, some will go to them, which I'm perfectly fine with. So it really just depends on who they are, who they work with. Universal Music Group is usually the absolute worst, and we know that they've fucked over Limp Bizkit and different bands that they've worked with. So, you just got to take it as it comes. So eventually, we hope to have a website put together where anything we've done that's been blocked on YouTube, you'll be able to watch on our website if you're a member type of deal. So we have a lot of cool plans down the road, even including merch. We got some merch we're working on. It's just taking a little bit longer than we would have hoped to get things together and out. But let's just say next year we're probably going to have seasonal drops for every single holiday and things like that. We've got some cool stuff going. So, anything else you guys are wanting to mention about our journey so far?
Funny you should say that. Allison says that reactors should feel safe giving their genuine opinions. Anyways,
Yeah,
We're
I
not.
mean we do.
We're not
We're always
scared.
going to.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
like I
we
mean,
don't ever pull our
we
punches,
feel
but
safe, but people are still coming.
and I will say we're always very like, but no, we're always very I think respectful even when we give criticism, and there have been a few artists that we've covered that their fan bases have kind of come for our heads because they felt a certain way about a comment we made or whatever. But yeah, we're always going to give a genuine reaction to something.
And I understand it. Like you're passionate about this person and their music, and maybe their music has done something for you in your life. And, I understand the passion behind it. Some people just are in a bad mood or having a bad day. And that's where they tend to be able to lash out and let that go. And if I'm going to be a punching bag, so be it. We'll just make content out of it and have fun with it. Like you guys know in our Ren videos, I've now started posting the comments blurred out so that you can know what we're referring to. But we like to have fun. People hate. It is what it is. You're never gonna that's what you open yourself up to when you start putting stuff on the internet. That's just gonna come with the territory. So,
I think you have
it
fired
is
Shades
what it
like 3
is.
times though.
Yeah,
So you
everybody
got to
hates Shades.
you fired Shades 3 times for disagreeing with you. So you need to take
I
a
have, and
dose of
he's
your
still
own
here.
medicine. I
And
think I've
someone
been fired
mentioned
once.
And someone mentioned the Mighty Boosh. Yes, I am a huge Mighty Boosh fan. I don't know if the boys will be into it or not. I know the genuine humor, like it's your classic British humor. So if you're into that, you'll be into it. But it's the more musical segments that I'm not sure if the boys will be into or not because they're so outlandish and absurd. So maybe we'll have to do a watch through and see what they think. But I've actually been rewatching the series because it's on Hulu and I love it. Do you guys know Coheed and Cambria? Well,
Oh
funny,
yes.
funny, yeah. We covered Blindside Sunny what a couple weeks ago when it dropped. So we actually covered that on the channel.
Hey,
We
Night
got a
Wolves is suggesting Token and Samson, and we're all over that, man.
Yeah, we've
We
covered
gotta-
quite a bit of Token and Samson.
Coheed is an amazing live band. I was fortunate enough to see them with Linkin Park, which for a double bill, that's absolutely that's a peak night of musical entertainment right there.
Mighty Boosh is an acquired taste, just like Waifu Thundi.
What's up, everybody? It's getting ridiculous up here. Waifu Thundi has entered the chat. How are you guys doing today?
Such a
New
beautiful
Cody
voice.
coming October 15th. Oh, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit that in, man. There's so much. There's so much to cover. I don't know what to do. We don't have enough hours in a day.
All right, I'll turn that off so you guys can stop having nightmares. But I have all sorts of voices over here. I have fun with it. But well, we're down to the last segment, which is this. The Ren Effect. The Ren Effect. We will close out. You're too much. The voice is funny. Yeah, you just found us last night and you're here and you gifted memberships. Well, shout out to you.
Yeah, thank you. That would explain the your comments, so I get them.
We have over 70 videos in this series that we started in June. So after 4.5 years of making content and 47 videos in this series, we came across Ren with Chris Webby, and it blew up our channel. So you guys have changed our lives. Like I like to say, King ISO saved my life, and Chris Webby changed my life because of him, we found Ren, we found the Renegades, and you guys have taken our channel to a whole new level. It's been wild to see. I mean, Rin going through all of his health issues with misdiagnoses, psychosis, autoimmune disease, Lyme disease, mental health, everything that he goes through from being bedridden all day long to him coming back over to Canada for treatment because of his recent health issues. Like, Rin has changed a lot of people's lives. A lot of people resonate with his music. And people who don't have these physical or mental struggles, I notice tend to have a hard time grasping him at times, depending on who they are and what they've been through. But for people who deal with that on the daily, like myself, um, it's wonderful to find people like this, which is why we cover a lot of the music we do. We cover Echo, who deals with that stuff. We cover all sorts of things like that. I can't wait for King ISO to drop his first music video since starting this series, because I'm probably gonna lose my mind when we finally get to cover King ISO, who I saw just the other night in Omaha when we were there. He was at the show Saturday. We got to holler at him. So yeah, we love you guys. Mental health matters. You know, take care of yourself. Do the things you need to do, and I would encourage you to check out a lot of our other music, because a lot of it's going to resonate with you guys. I think, depending on what it is. Sometimes it's just something we listen to because we want to rock out and we want to bang our heads to some heavy metal. Sometimes we want to tear up a little bit with something that's going to hit home about mental health. Sometimes we just want to vibe with some thrash grass and find something completely wild and outlandish. So it's been a blast being with you guys and having everything happen the way it has. So Steve said, "I'm a true blue renegade. I support anyone who supports Ren. The value in Ren is not what you get, but what you learn to give through his influence," which I totally agree. King ISO has some good tracks. Absolutely. One of our favorite. He's Thundy's favorite rapper. He is Thundy's favorite rapper. Uh, yeah, I will rep him all day long. He's from our neck of the woods. So, got to dive into his catalog. Yeah, he's got a big one. He's got a big one. The last 2 years, I've been in his 0.1% or 0.01% of listeners on Spotify. He was one of 3 artists on my radiation playlist that I listened to every day for 30 days or for 6 weeks, straight when I was laying on that table. You guys help with mental health by being real about how you feel with real issues, raised especially with Rin, being role models to other men more than anything. It's so important. Well, thank you for the kind words.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I'm bipolar. I've dealt with cancer. I can very much resonate with a lot of this stuff. I can't speak for things the other boys have went through. I know Dylan has one ear, but you know,
Yeah.
everybody has something that they struggle with on the daily, whether you can see it or not. And we're never going to shy away from that. And we may never spotlight it all the time, but it's there. It's always there hiding under the surface.
Yep. I deal with general anxiety, bouts of situational depression. I'm not diagnosed with depression, but I've been through my share of mental health issues, and I've lost friends that didn't win their battles with mental health. So I wholeheartedly, I deeply believe in mental health. I'm not macho. I don't feel like men should be afraid of being open about mental health. I think that's been a big dynamic shift. One of my favorite bands, The Color Morale, was all about positivity and hope. And when I went through a very, very tough go in my personal life with mental health and my anxiety kind of spiraling, um, hope, one of their sayings that really kept me going was that hope never loses us. So it kind of gave this anthropomorphic, hope became a physical thing. Um, so yeah, music saves lives, man. I believe that wholeheartedly. That's why, as you mentioned, a lot of the artists that we gravitate towards speak to us and for us on a massive scale. You know, that's why Linkin Park resonated with fans. That's why Chester's death was so hard on people, because he was speaking to them. He was very deeply personal in his lyrics. So yeah, it all comes back to music for me.
And speaking of King ISO and mental health, if you're ever having a rough day, go put this track on. There's no video, but "Don't Let Go" by King ISO off his album Autophobia. If you're having a rough day, don't let go, man. And that's what this whole song is pretty much about. So go take a listen, and it'll probably resonate with quite a few of you. So we love ISO and his mental health matters, man. He's saying that all the time. So that's why we do what we do, man. Is if we can bring a smile and a laugh to your guys' faces during the day when we drop a video, if you're having a rough day, but you can come on, put on one of our videos, laugh, and just even if it's for a minute, um, forget all that bullshit and just have fun sharing music with us, then we've done our job. So yeah, I've not heard of King ISO, but I will 100% check him out now for sure. He's got a lot. He's got a pretty deep catalog, and he's from Omaha, Nebraska. He's on Tech Nine's label, Strange Music, and yeah, we see him all the time when we're in Omaha. He's a fan of the channel. We're hoping to get him on at some point in the future. We're hoping to Thundy wants to make some content with him in the future, and we've gotten in. So it's just a matter of the right time for everything to come about. So it's a cliche, but came for Ren reaction. Stay subscribed for the content. Well, we appreciate it. Music truly does speak to the soul. Linkin Park was a real favorite for me too. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, we'll cover every single Linkin Park music video they drop because we all grew up with Linkin Park. I learned to drum by listening to Linkin Park. They've been big influences on all three of us. Even if we don't make a dime off of those videos, we will still put them out because Linkin Park means so much to us. It is what it is. Genius Ren literally saved my life, continues to do so over and over again. And for that, I'll be forever thankful and grateful to him for that. For sure. Like if I'd have found him during some of my rougher patches, I definitely would have been obsessed and dove into everything.
So Allison again with the she's hitting real hard on some of these things. Pearl Jam, Black by them is heartbreaking, but a favorite of mine. Alice in Chains is my all-time favorite grunge band. I watch their Unplugged way more than I probably should. I couldn't tell you how many thousands of times I watched their Unplugged. So yeah, super good stuff being called out here, man.
People in the chat dealing with all sorts of mental health and physical health issues, and all you can do is deal with them and find things that help you cope and keep moving forward. And if you ever need to come watch video and have a laugh, do so. If you ever need to get a recommendation for music, we'll give it to you. Jay's favorite rapper is Ritz, and we haven't gotten to cover him yet. Mine's King ISO. We haven't gotten to cover him yet. We were big Echo fans, and Dylan came across him after we shared him with him starting this series. Oh my gosh!
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Mama Poison in the chat with a gifted 5 memberships. What's up, Mama? Our mods showing up.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Bringing some levity to our heavy, heartfelt messaging we were getting into here.
Ed, that's wonderful. Thank you.
We let all these play through. Man, we've had 10 gifted subs this stream, $20 super chat.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
We've had a record night, and like if it wasn't gonna wash away all my paint, I might cry.
Ed, that's That's wonderful. Thank you.
It's been wild. I've been here just taking it all in. Yeah, I know we got several people lurking today that were like, hey, I'm at work, but I'll put it on and listen. Hey, I'm doing this, but I'll throw it on. And we appreciate the lurkers. We appreciate the chatters, every single person who came out today because y'all made this special for us. We've never had a live stream do this well. And we have a lot more of these we would like to do. So knowing you guys are going to show up for these things, even if we're dressed up regularly. Look,
that's wonderful.
Another gifted membership. Oh my goodness, y'all are too much. More 5.
Thank
Another
you, Night Wolves.
5. Man.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Enjoy being here. Well, we enjoy you being here. Thank you for giving your time to us.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Man, it's been wild, man. Like, you guys don't have to be here. It's a wonderful Saturday afternoon
That's
in
wonderful.
October.
Thank you.
And you're gonna make Thundy cry. Someone eventually is gonna make Thundy cry on camera. I don't even cry at funerals, so
That's wonderful. Thank you.
gonna keep coming in, man. Here's to you guys.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh man.
Yes. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Holy cow, man. This is nuts. This is nuts.
Yes. That's wonderful. Thank you.
I'm here for Thundy crying. New goal, make Thundy cry. Maybe one of these days.
That's wonderful.
Hey.
Thank you.
If you ever get to 100K, I'll fucking cry. That's for sure. And Dylan said he'll take his sunglasses off at
That's
10K for
wonderful.
all the
Thank
Ren
you.
videos. But look, he doesn't have them on today. Look, you can see his eyeballs.
This is a big day.
Brooks crying. We are wild and with love. Man, you guys are amazing. I love all of you guys. This is nuts. I didn't expect this. You know, we were just going to come on and have fun. Like, this is the first stream that we have been live where we've actually been monetized, where you can actually super chat, where you can actually gift memberships and become members. It's been wild to see, man. Thank you so much. We do work hard. Like, we track all of our time behind the scenes just to know exactly how much time we're dedicating everywhere. And, you know, some weeks I put in 25 hours, some weeks I put in 45 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less. It fluctuates. And the amount of time that I actually put into this show, and then not everything even worked. But after a drive failing and everything like that, like, you guys have made this phenomenal. Have they watched Ren, Crutch, Lost All Faith, or Suicide? No, no, we haven't. Actually, if you want to see what we've all done, every Ren video moving forward, we are gonna put what we've covered in it. And it's really good to see you today too, Far From Heaven. You're always commenting on all of our stuff. You're always showing up for everything that we do. We notice who shows up regularly. We read every single comment that we can get to. Put up, and I'll show you exactly. Oh my gosh, we got another super chat. I don't even see it. There it is. For the tears, $5 from Pip. Is that New Zealand? Are you in New Zealand? Where are you at? That's pretty wild.
Yeah, real quick before we get too far into some other stuff, VHS Mikey, who's been in the chat, we mentioned him with the TapeHead stuff. Having been in his presence, shooting the first TapeHead film, he's a beautiful human being. Check out his channel, VHS Mikey.
Thank you.
Another 5. Another 5. Holy cow.
Yes. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Sorry, Dylan.
Oh, you're good. This is exciting.
This is exciting. This is nuts. Y'all are insane.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Well, while those play out, we'll let Dylan get back to it when it's done. I'll scroll through and you can see what we've all covered.
Ed, that's wonderful. Thank you.
We've only covered 8 Ren tracks so far.
Yes. Ed, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Newbies.
So yes, VHS Mikey, wonderful. He's just a beautiful human being. Also very very open about mental health. His channel's a lot of fun. I mean, he's I think just today or just recently celebrating 5 years of being a YouTuber. Creates some really cool content. Great artist. His sets and his backdrops and everything are great. Definitely want to shout him out though. He's been super kind and behind me in anything I've ever done. Outside of TapeHead, any endeavor I've been involved in, Mikey's always been in my corner. So I love that guy. If he's still in the chat, shout him out. If not, check out VHS Mikey's YouTube channel. Give him a sub. You know, it doesn't cost anything, even if his content isn't your cup of tea. He's one of us. You know, he's home team for me. So shout out VHS Mikey.
Someone wanted me to be able to full screen the people who are talking, but I can't do that quite yet. That's something I haven't built into the system yet. I have to build all of this stuff in here from scratch because we're not paying for StreamYards or anything like that. So I'm using OBS and another thing called Video Ninja. So everything in here I'm crafting myself. I'm not letting StreamYards just do it all for me. So, the less we have to pay for, the better. It just means a little bit more work on my end, but it's so much fun. And it's so worth it in the end when you guys come on and you like what we're doing. You like the costumes, you like the graphics, the transitions, the cutaways, all the extra little bits that we put into it to really make it our own. You guys got the big push to do and trick the fox. Yeah, we did one. We did one of the big push that I shot the sheriff one. War Pigs will be next, but I'm hoping to cross promote it with a War Pigs beer that I've never done. I got a second channel. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, Rakow coming in with a 22 euro super chat. Holy cow. Holy cow. I wish I could pull these up on stream. I can't do that, but I will next time. I'll have that all fixed when we come into the next one. So, man, the whole first vibe is all about Ren strength to overcome, and I really find it uplifting for sure. Some more Ren recommendations. Get your technology game on. Hey, we're working on it. If we can't pay for things, we got to do it all from scratch, and it takes a lot more work. But when your hard drive fails, like 3 days before your live stream, there's things that you forget when there's this much. Like if you guys saw the back end in OBS, you'd be like, holy crap, how do you have all of that put together? And it's hours of work, man. But I love it. This is what I love doing. I didn't realize that, I've done graphics and websites and stuff for years and since high school, and man, like I never dreamed that YouTube was going to be what I wanted to do and that this was what I wanted to do. And this is what I want to do full time. So we want to do this full time for you guys. And it's going to take a little bit longer to get there with 3 of us versus just one of us, but we're here for the long game. We want to talk movies. We want to talk music. We want to talk all different types of entertainment with you guys and have fun with you guys. Share things we like, share things we don't like, and everything we can do, we want to do. We got, like we said, musicians to get on, um, and all sorts of stuff. It's gonna be fun content, and we'd like to come to the UK and go to some festivals and do some meetups with people, and we want to go to some cons, and there's all sorts of stuff we want to get to eventually that we're hoping YouTube will eventually afford us the ability to do so. Trying to read comments through my fogged up glasses over here. Any reactor who does the hard songs for me, I pop in and like and mute it to the end so they get the view for me. Hey, as long as you're here and you're giving us views, we appreciate you, even if it's tough to listen to. Because we were not ready. We were not ready for Tales of Ginny and Screech. We weren't ready. And Violet, we weren't ready for that. Do you believe an underrated heavy track from Ren? Is that any relation to
Do you believe in love after love? I had to put on the waifu voice for this. He covered Prof and Butter, and he has a lady named I'm Baby Tate on, and for her lyrics. And my read through that, I turned on Waifu Sunday for the very first time, and people seem to have fun with it. So I will occasionally turn on Waifu Sunday, but yeah, if I need to bring some levity to where it's happening, look says stop. No, now I'm gonna do the rest of the stream as Waifu offending. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
is Cher her? Is Cher here? No.
Cher's voice is like 2 octaves lower than Waifu Thundi.
Right, right. Maybe there's a voice for Cher. I'll have to find it. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of most underrated Big Push song is "Oh My Woman." That song's brilliant. We've gotten quite a few requests for that one actually. Bring tissues for suicide, then guys. Yeah, yeah. I know there's gonna be some that are gonna hit us pretty heavily. Especially, maybe certain things will come up in videos that we've never shared publicly before. We'll see. But King ISO is a suicide attempt survivor, which is one reason we love the man so damn much. Uh, give us an oh yeah, Shades. We need some levity. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bongo Bong is fun, but it's so tight musically. Yeah, I mean, it's wild that we have. I would pay you to stop talking with this voice. All right, I got to turn it back on then.
Nope. We're gonna lose a sub.
Best Big Push original is Precious IMO. Great video too, huh? Okay,
I don't think that one's come up before.
It has it. That's like the first time I've seen that. So it's interesting. Like we have enough. I've heard that there's enough Ren content if we drop once a week to cover him for like 3 years straight. And I'm here for that, baby. We're here. Any more share singing? I'm removing my sub. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh man, you guys have been amazing today, man. Icarus and behind the scenes of It Is Light and Kick Ass. Okay. Precious is amazing. Precious is gorgeous. There's so much Rin content and not found a bad one yet. Love Precious. I did notice the realization from you just before the ending of Violence Tale Thunderius. Yeah, you can tell when it clicked with me, everything that was happening. I'm, for the boys wearing shades, I'm more than make up for it, right? Because I'm naturally overly expressive. Shades knows this. I am like this in real life. This is me. This is me. I may have a pro wrestling background, but my character was just me cranked up a little bit more. And so, that's just me, baby. That's just me. I'm overly expressive and I'm not shy about it. I'll bop around in a video while Shades is mean mugging it, you know. I'll do my thing. We all are authentically ourselves. And while we may evolve over time as we get more and more comfortable doing these things, we're still going to be us regardless of what people say. And if people want to tune out because two of us are wearing sunglasses, then that's their loss. We're not necessarily looking for a quantity, even though we want quantity, but we want quality viewers and a quality audience. And that's what we've gotten so far. All you guys are quality, our quality Cyber Skull Mafia, and we appreciate every single one of you, especially those of you that will give us, we'll check out some of our other videos that will come to our live streams, things like that. It means more to us than you probably even realize. So Ren has 80 plus songs and is going to be releasing more and more. Didn't Ren say he has over 1,500 unreleased on his hard drive? Holy shit. We also have a lot of spoken word stuff like Eden from Ren that's just incredible and thought provoking. Ren's more than just music. Brooke says it's 100% him, guys. No lie. Yeah, Brooke knows. Brooke knows. He's from our neck of the woods. The hard drive is priceless. Yeah, I recognize with Ren. He had an issue with a hard drive. I just had an issue with the hard drive. It's pretty wild. Oh, do you guys have a Discord? Ever plan on having? So we had a Discord, and we didn't really have any activity. So we ended up switching to Gilded because it offered better quality video for when we were doing things differently. But we do have a Discord. We just haven't done anything with it. And I think maybe when we hit 5,000 subscribers, we will bring it back and use it as a members only Discord. So we thought about bringing it back and reviving it. People really like Discord. So there is one, but we just haven't really used it. So maybe when we hit 5K, we'll bring Discord back as a members only perk. This is exactly why we love your channel. You doing you. I'm so glad I found your channel. You cover my favorite music genres, and Ren, on top of you, do it in a very unique way. Well, thank you. That was something that was, we don't actually watch a lot of reaction channels. I watch a lot of commentary stuff, but we wanted to do our own thing with it, and apparently we found a way to do it uniquely in an oversaturated market, and pretty wild to see that people vibe with it. I'd join a Discord from these guys. All right, maybe I'll have to get it out sooner. Maybe I'll have to start rolling that out sooner.
Do it. We got
Did you
members
figure out
already.
the Toblerone jokes yet? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I freaking love the shades. If you ever do a YouTube channel, I am wearing, if I ever do, I am wearing sunglasses. F yeah. Fuck yeah, Pixie. I joined a Discord. So glad I canceled my lash appointment for this. Yeah, Brooke canceled getting her lashes. She was gonna get her lashes done over coming to this, and she showed up. So shout out to her. 100K subs. Shades gives away his shades. I mean, what's wild is Shades has an obscene collection of shades, and he doesn't very much show them off. Maybe he'll start doing that.
We'll see. But giving away my shades, never gonna happen. I may have some extra ones that I've never worn, and I'll give those away, but my shades, never gonna happen.
All right, Dylan, what were you saying?
I have no idea.
There's just so many comments coming in. Absolutely, you guys rock. I can't handle Discord. Freaks me out. Well, I've been actually on Discord for years, man. I am an old YouTube Discord user. I actually used to stream on Twitch like 7 years ago, and I did a lot of Dead by Daylight. That's where our mod Mama Poison comes from. We met each other on Discord or on Twitch through the Dead by Daylight channels and stuff that I was playing with and streaming with. I'm an OG Dead by Daylight survivor before they changed some of the perks and stuff. I was a David main. Then they changed whatever perk that was. I can't even remember now. But yeah, man. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of when the Sick Boy album came out. Yeah, I saw they were trying to get Sick Boy to 1 million, and they did it. They did it. They got the video to over 1 million. Guys, lashes are a big deal. It's high praise to cancel an appointment for you. I know, it's a pretty big deal. We appreciate her being here. WWSD, what would Shades do?
Somebody's got to pay for that.
Exclusive content.
We gotta get some leather bracelets. Like, what would King do? But what would Shades do? Last time I checked my Discord, I had 999 messages unread. Yeah. Can you believe they fire me? We do. But you got rehired for canceling your last appointment to be here. DBD, I did watch some of those streams. Yeah, DBD, man. Dead by Daylight, didn't they just add Chucky's in there? There's a whole bunch of things on Dead by Daylight now. the game has changed so much since I played it. Like, it's pretty wild. I came back when they released Bruce Campbell as a survivor, and then I never played it. So I have Bruce Campbell, but I never played it. This that would be a fun one to play with the boys. Have you either one of you played Dead by Daylight?
No.
I downloaded it, but I never actually played the game.
It's way more fun when you have a crew. If you're survivors, way more fun if you have a crew. And you can collaborate and talk to each other. Otherwise, you're just like with 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 three other randoms. No one's talking to each other. There's a killer trying to get you. Now I think they have like double killer mode and all sorts of craziness. It would be interesting trying to get back into it and doing some members only streams with Dead by Daylight.
See, I was a big fan
Use
of the Friday the 13th game. It was a
got to play
sweet
it.
online multiplayer. It's been shut down now. I think they took down the servers and everything, but that's a lot of licensing BS with that franchise. So I'm not surprised, but it was super fun while it lasted.
Okay, Saggers, the main event on the Rihad boxing cards up next. Gonna watch two guys in their prime beat the shit out of each other. Thanks for the live. It's been fun. Night all. Hey, we're about to wrap up ourselves. So cheers. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. It's been wild. Y'all have set us a new record on the channel, and it's been insane. So we appreciate you being here. You should demand a proper contract with UK benefits. 5 weeks paid holiday and unlimited sick days. Well, as soon as Brooke learns to edit, and takes over for me. Been a while since I watched anyone streaming DBD. Yeah, it's been a minute. I have too. Yeah, I got a bunny that needs attention. Well, y'all go do the things you need to do. We're wrapping this up. It's after 4:00. We've been going for 2 hours like we plan to do. So with that being said, move in to closing remarks. We'll move into closing remarks. I would pay to watch Brooke play DBD on stream. Holy crap. She'd freak out. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, this is the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. We love all of you for being here. I don't even know how many members we got gifted today. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Over 20, 25 members or something like that. Maybe more. We got some super chats. We have 365 views right now. At peak, we had 50 some people at once. We've never had this many people on a live stream before. Go check out our buddy Dustin Matson and the Deep Cut podcast. It's linked in the description. He's doing some cool stuff over there. Tapehead will drop over there. The indie horror movie that Dylan was in as the slasher villain Tapehead will drop on Halloween. If we're available, we'll be there in the chat. Every other Friday, they do a live stream, or they do a premiere, dropping their horror movie podcast, and we are usually in the chat for that as well. We have a full week, 5 days, 6 days of videos coming up next week, from Lyric Noel to Animal Flow, Pain Salesman, a whole bunch. It was 25 members gifted. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, all of you.
25 gifted, but we have 27 new today. So
That's
maybe
pretty wild.
maybe
Brooke joined and Mitchell joined.
Okay, that would make sense. That would be the 27 right there.
Oh, thanks, guys. Love your work. A massive thank you to Mama Poison. Yes, a massive thank you to Night Wolves and everybody who gifted subs, joined as or gifted memberships, joined as a member. And this has been crazy. You guys have anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this bitch up with a bow and send it on home?
Just a massive thank you. Everybody that
Yep,
showed up today,
definitely, thank you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Love to see it. Love all the engagement and all the conversations, and just stay tuned.
Too bad we couldn't get somebody to fight us in the comments.
Oh man, Sage is just here. He just woke up and chose violence. That's why he dressed up like Macho Man. He wanted to drop some elbows on some bitches. But Enjoy your weekend. Happy Halloween. And we can't wait to see you guys next week. It's been crazy. We're almost to 3,500. Our goal is to hit 5K by the end of the year. So anything you guys can do to help us get to 5K by the end of the year, we would appreciate. So thank you, everyone. It's been wild. We will leave you with one message before the outro hits. We love you guys. Anything else you boys want to say?
Just grateful people here.
Right. Well, we love you guys. It's been awesome. Go out and make somebody smile today and treat people decent. See you guys later.
Later.
The outro. There it is.
Thank you guys
Thanks
so
for
much for
sticking
coming
around.
out and sticking around, man. Means the world. Make sure you go out, make some of your own art today, man. Don't listen to other people when they say it's stupid. They will. Just make sure you go out and make some of your own art, man, and do it without hurting anybody, and the world is yours. Thank you so much. Good night.